South Korea's President Yoon Suk-yeol has met with U.S. defense officials at the Pentagon. Yoon is on a 6-day visit to the U.S. aimed at enhancing defense ties. He met with U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin on Friday. They reportedly discussed ways to boost deterrence capabilities while facing increased aggression from North Korea. For more on the South Korean president's trip to the United States, our reporter Jaime Ocon spoke to Yoon Jung-cho, security correspondent for Voice of America.
President Yoon and U.S. President Joe Biden recently signed this nuclear deterrence agreement in the decision to station submarines near the Korean Peninsula. Are there any other highlights or any key takeaways from his visit in D.C.?
Now, his trip is very important both for Washington and for Seoul because this year marks the 70th anniversary of the US-RK very successful alliance that was forged in blood during the Korean War, now evolving into economic alliance and high-tech alliance. As you mentioned, there was an announcement of Washington Declaration, which include a series of measures to give South Korea more assurance that the U.S. will respond aggressively in the event of a nuclear attack by North Korea. Now, the important element of the Washington Declaration is the launch of a nuclear consultative group, which gives Seoul more voice in the U.S. nuclear planning and execution.
And are there any conversations right now in South Korea about what a Taiwan conflict, what effects that would have on South Korea?
So Taiwan Contingency would be an Asia war, and South Korea would be directly impacted. Now, the biggest risk there is that North Korea may act opportunistically and attack South Korea in the case of a Taiwan contingency. So the big question for South Koreans is to whether to send its own troops to Taiwan to help with Taiwan and with the United States, which is South Korea's ally. And I have asked same question to former U.S. officials here, whether U.S. would want South Korea to send its forces to help with Taiwan. And many people actually tell me that it's better for South Korean forces and U.S. forces Korea to stay on the Korean peninsula because, as I said, there is a high chance that North Korea may act opportunistically and attack South Korea in the case of a Taiwan contingency.